Greetings, fellow seekers. Today we descend into the lightless depths, through those twisting caverns where light fails and the stone itself seems to whisper. There, lumbering through the dark, claws dragging furrows in the stone, waits a creature feared not merely for its strength, but for what happens when it sees you. The Umber Hulk is no simple brute. It is a predator built for the Underdark, hulking, armoured, and unsettlingly cunning. Its claws can cleave stone, its presence bends perception, and when its gaze meets yours, it becomes very hard to remember why you came down here in the first place. Let us now unearth the truth of these subterranean juggernauts, what they are, how they fight, and what remains when the echoes of their tunnels fall silent. The Umber Hulk is a creature of uncertain origin. Though classified as aberrations, it bears no clear mark of any known aberrant bloodline, realm or lineage. Scholars debate whether it was shaped by deep magic, spawned by some distant world, or perhaps bred by a long-forgotten civilization of the deep to serve as tunneler, warden or executioner. What is certain is this: the Umber Hulk is uniquely suited to the Underdark. Its thick carapace shrugs off blades, its claws tear through rock, and its presence is always unexpected because it tunnels not only through stone but through the edge of awareness. Despite their monstrous appearance, Umber Hulks are not mindless. They are capable of stealth, strategy and eerie patience. Some dig elaborate trap halls beneath ancient ruins, others lurk at cavern crossroads waiting in stillness. At a glance, the Umber Hulk appears insectoid, chitin-plated and hunched, with long arms tipped in shovel-like claws. It stands over 8 feet tall, its frame dense with muscle and armor. The creature's broad head bears 4 eyes, 2 large ones set high on its brow, and 2 smaller, glinting eyes just beneath. It is those eyes that unsettle most, for when the Umber Hulk locks its gaze upon a foe, something changes. Victims often stagger or act erratically, as if unsure where or even who they are. Some hesitate, others flail. A few simply flee, their thoughts scattered like sand in a cavern stream. This confusion is magical in nature, a strange compulsion woven into the creature's gaze. Not an illusion, but a disorienting influence that clouds the mind and fractures focus, like trying to fight while dreaming or walk through a shifting reflection. And yet, the Umber Hulk is not delicate. It fights with primal power, rending stone, tearing limbs, and roaring with a voice like grinding rock. Even when not confused, few foes can withstand a direct blow. The Umber Hulk is a stalker. It tunnels silently, sometimes for days before striking. It favors ambushes, burrowing beneath camps, waiting along ceilings, or bursting from seemingly solid walls. Its tremor sense allows it to track prey with unsettling accuracy, even through stone. When it attacks, it aims to disorient first. It emerges in a blur of claws and sound, locking eyes with as many foes as possible. Confused opponents are swiftly isolated and slain. It fights with crushing strength, raking with claws and snapping with jagged teeth, retreating only if outmatched. To face an Umber Hulk is to risk not only the body, but the mind. Even the most hardened warrior may falter under its gaze. Disruption is its greatest weapon, confusing your position, your plan, even your sense of self. Seekers facing such a creature must prepare for more than brute strength. Light sources should be scattered, not centralized. Teams must train to fight without line of sight. Blindfolds may seem foolish until you realize that looking might be the greatest danger. Spells that protect against confusion or affect aberrations may help. Area control magic, walls, pits or sticky terrain can slow the creature or deny its escape. But above all, do not let it choose the moment. If you hear digging, move. If you see strange vibrations, retreat. And if the wall ripples, do not look it in the eye. Legends of the Umber Hulk are rarely told plainly. They emerge in the margins, etched into tunnel walls, half erased from expedition logs, or spoken in uneasy fragments by those who return from places they should not have entered. Yet when gathered, a pattern emerges, one that speaks not of a beast, but of a presence that waits, watches, and digs with purpose. One such tale comes from the fault mines of Thazul Khan, where a dwarven delving crew uncovered a smooth-walled crystal chamber beneath the 37th strata, an unnatural void, veined with cerulean stone and untouched by pick or tremor. A rune team was sent to chart the find. They never returned. The rescue party that followed found no bodies, only gear laid out in perfect rings and deep, spiraling claw marks in the floor where the stone had been peeled open. Another account survives in the restricted vaults of Velreth Tyr, a drowned deepkin city once known for binding dangerous creatures to their will. There, in the sanctum of Athema, a sect of bone scribes had learned to control Umber Hulks using blood runes and scent marks, training them as living siege engines. For a time, the experiment held. The beasts obeyed, they patrolled, they returned. Until one day they didn't. No warning was given, no blood was spilled. Communication with the sanctum ceased. When a retrieval party arrived, they found the upper chambers intact and silent. But deeper in, the walls showed signs of rupture, stone, peeled and folded, not shattered. Spiral carvings appeared in strange places. The pens had been tunneled through. The command dais lay collapsed in on itself. And then there is the record of Seeker Muldris Vane, who vanished while leading an 8-person survey into the fissures beneath the Cranthor chain. His journal was recovered weeks later, stuffed into a torn satchel found beside a collapsed tunnel mouth. Inside, he describes how the echoes changed, how footsteps would return out of rhythm or not at all. On the third day, one of the priests stopped responding to questions, staring at nothing. By morning, 2 more were gone. They named the place the Umbral Choir for the way their voices began to falter, as if the stone itself was listening. On the 6th day, Muldris wrote of a section of wall that moved, not violently, but as if peeled open from within. He did not describe the creature that stepped out, only that it stared, and that, in that moment, he could not remember his own name. The final page of the journal bears no words, just a spiral drawn over and over, the lines breaking and overlapping as if the hand that drew them had forgotten what it was trying to complete. The Umber Hulk is not a mindless beast. It is a master of disruption, born for the dark, guided by instinct and sharpened by alien intent. It digs, waits, and strikes with surgical force, leaving confusion in its wake and silence in its stead. And thus we conclude this entry into the archives of the Seekers Society. If you found meaning in this descent into subterranean dread, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Have you encountered an Umber Hulk in your own expeditions? Or heard tales of things that dig through stone without warning? Share your stories in the comments below. And if there is another creature you would like us to explore next, please let us know. Until next time, Seekers, watch the tunnels and trust nothing that moves where stone should hold.